You got to tell it
it
you want
does.
to join with video, and then you got to
does.
tell it you want to join with audio. And
Yeah. Mine usually is pretty efficient, but a lot of other people's isn't. I mean, I've got a 15-foot Ethernet cable connecting to the back of my router. So it's I don't no Wi-Fi fooling around here, man. So, Mr. Baker, how are you doing tonight?
Good evening. Doing fine.
Good.
Still trying to get my yard to dry out.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I let my two big white cats out this morning because they were just screaming to go out and hang out, and I kind of heard it might have been raining, just tapping on the roof, and went out there. It didn't look like it was raining, but when I got out there, it was raining. So I let them in. They were soaking wet, dried them off. 2 minutes later was a deluge.
Yeah.
And then we got 3 more deluges through the course of the day. So, yeah, it's little spotty storms.
can you see that? What
you got there? Oh yeah. Well, it's hard to see, but I've seen it before.
Yeah. And plus, motorcycle has one woman.
We do have a BMW.
That gets
and it's hers.
And Man Plus Radio gets a cat.
Yeah. Well, Man Plus F-150 gets girl with X5. So, well, man with F-150 bought girl at X5, but she deserved it. It also helps a lot that my buddy Tommy in Cleveland, Ohio, is the parts guy for a BMW dealer. So if anything goes to where, I'm good.
Which engine do you have in your 150?
Oh, I've got that stupid 3.5 turbo. That was the first year for it. And
yeah.
They always say don't buy the first year of anything, and I learned that I've learned that the hard way.
Well, I just bought the first year of that with the hybrid feature on it. It's got that 3.5 turbo.
But that's better, because the problem they have with the 3.5 turbo and in pretty much all of their other port injected engines is nothing was washing down the intake valves. You had no fuel or anything to wash down the intake valves. So the intake valves were getting crudted up really bad. So you'd have to go get an intake valve cleaning for a couple $100 every couple of years, which I'm actually due for. I've had one done, and I definitely noticed the difference because my idle was really rough. Then I had one done, and the idle was smooth, and now it's getting rough again. So anyway, what they had done is added an extra injector in the throttle body to provide fuel at idle. So you got a little bit of wash down when you were at idle.
Mine shuts down going down the road. If I'm
down the road, or when you stop?
No, going down the road. If I'm just cruising, it goes to electric mode.
Oh, the engine shuts down. Okay.
The engine shuts off. You look over and the tach's at 0. Oil pressure's at 0. That's the one thing that scares me. I see the oil pressure at 0. I'm like,
I've actually the reason I was asking is because I've actually had cars that have shut down. You'd be in the middle of a drive and the car just shuts down.
Oh.
And it was a government vehicle or a rental car. I don't remember which, but we were on a trip and it shut down. We safely pulled over to the side, started right back up, never had the problem again. But I've had that problem like 3 times, all with GM cars.
Sam, what kind of a car you got?
I just bought a new F-150.
Oh, it's a pickup.
2021. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got a 3.5 twin turbo engine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that engine.
Well, there were a lot of people.
Injection deal.
There were 2 guys at Yellowstone when we were camping there that were pulling great big Airstreams with that 3.5.
Oh yeah,
and just love it. And of course,
you
mine's
know,
got 50 more horsepower, and with the electric that adds 50 horsepower and a bunch of torque. So
the only thing I wish I had done when I bought mine, which mine's 11, is I wish I had got a higher numerical gear ratio. Just one higher than what I had, because the first one I drove would just jump it off the line, and mine doesn't. Now, on the other hand, if you're doing 70 on the highway and I want to do 75, I will pass you.
yeah.
That
should have a lot more.
That truck will easily do 90 miles an hour all day.
Mine's got that 10-speed transmission, and that's a little weird to me.
Oh, I've got the 6, and it's still pretty good.
Well, the 10's kind of weird watching it march through the.
Oh yeah. Now, does it let you drop the gears off if you want to? Like on mine, if I don't want it to go beyond 4, I can tell it to not go beyond 4.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah,
how to do
yeah,
that.
I can. Like, if I'm driving around town and I don't want it to accidentally dump into 6 when I'm doing 35, 40 miles an hour, I can drop off the 5 and 6 gear and tell it to only go to 4.
Well, mine's got an M button, which I haven't played with.
Well, the M will definitely let you do that, but mine's actually got a. I found the M to be extremely unuseful, at least for me.
Well, I think it would be very useful, like when I'm pulling my trailer down a hill, to be able to downshift.
Yes, I mean that's where your M's going to be.
But on the other hand, it's got an automatic going downhill with the trailer feature. I just set the speed I want. Push a button.
Do you have a button on the left side on the handle up and down on the transmission lever?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's also a button on the dash that's for going downhill. I just set, say, 35
miles. Yeah. Well, it is. Yeah,
takes care of it all. You know.
Yeah, but I would check and make sure that you don't have a way to drop a couple of gears off there. It's a completely different truck. I know we're talking 10 years difference technology, but
yeah,
it's just I like it. Honestly, a lot of times before I even pull out of the driveway, I drop 5 and 6 off, put it in 4. If I'm staying in town.
So let me just understand. You put it in drive, and then you use those buttons to.
I put it in drive, and it just takes off. So it shows me 1 through 6 on the side.
Okay.
And I drop the button down till it only shows me 1 through 4. So it'll still cycle through 1 through 4 automatically.
Right.
But since I'm not going, I'm only going a couple miles up the road to, Walgreens or I'm just going a couple miles up the road to the store, and I am not going to exceed 40, 45 miles an hour. In fact,
you better try and see. I've never tried pushing the up and down buttons, the plus and minus buttons when it's in drive.
Yeah.
I just assumed they were there for
play with that, because it might be fun.
But
it's because. Like a lot of vehicles, they're overly aggressive with the higher gears, and they want to go into like 6th gear at like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then
mine's got these modes, and I could put it like in eco mode or normal mode or towing mode or
towing mode. Just stay there all the time. I have a regular mode and a tow mode. I love it's just kind of automatic. It's like I pop it down to 4, pop the 6 down to 4, and pop it into tow mode.
Oh, really?
Just all the time around town. On highway, normal mode is good.
Well, I drove mine down today, down into town, and had a rolling bed cover put on, and I got 22.4 going and 21.8 coming home miles per gallon.
Well, I don't get that because mine's driven mostly around town. So.
And that was in normal mode, not eco mode. But
well, don't believe what the gauges tell you either. So, Mr. Leary with the lab that is actually a real lab and not a background lab. Good evening, sir. And Steve's in there too if he wants to talk to us.
Yeah, Larry does real work.
Yeah, me and Sam were just yapping about trucks. Well, I'll yap about anything if you can be started on it.
Well, I'm starting to think about how I'm going to put my radio back in this truck that I had.
Oh, geez. This is a 2011 and I still haven't drilled any holes in it yet.
Well, that's one of my goals is not to really drill any holes.
No, I do want to drill holes in it. Yeah, that's the problem. I actually had one day I actually had it marked out on the roof. Had the hole saw ready, brand new hole saw, center punch, everything. I couldn't find the freaking antenna mounts. So like, well, I'm not cutting holes on my truck if I can't find the antenna mounts. I didn't find them for another 3 months.
Well, I was getting ready to have this rolling cover put on my truck, and I found out there was a higher model than the one they have in most of the showrooms. And the higher model has T-slots on both sides that run down on both sides. And so it's like $100 more for the one with the T-slots. So I got researching, and they actually make antenna mounts and all sorts of things you can put into those T-slots. And all you got to do is get a cable to it, So I'm thinking
Don is interested. Yes.
I'm thinking instead of having drilling holes and all, I mean, I'll still have to drill a hole to get the coax out. Somehow I figure out how to get the coax from in the cabin back to but I've got one and it actually folds down. It's got, a pivot on it and it fits in that T slot and then it folds down and you can,
Here, I can do it. No. No, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Say hi.
No.
Say hi.
No, I got mic fright.
Here, say hi.
Miles, you better.
Hi.
Come here. This will test you how to Zoom.
Who is that, Mark?
Here, this is how to test you how to do Zoom. Oh my goodness.
Barely see him. Who was that?
That was Chris Christopher. Come here.
Okay.
I was trying to get him on Zoom.
We don't bite. In fact, it would be a long way for me to bite.
That's true.
Maybe if you didn't have him sitting in your lap, Mark, maybe if you just.
Wow. Details. No, he was surprised at work. And so, oh well.
Looks like you have some
I
seating.
need to get my camera up here so you have less chins.
Yeah, always keep it above you if you can.
Yeah, I know.
Keep your head
I
down.
need to work on that.
Or keeping a little beard helps. It hides that first chin.
Oh yeah, I have thought about that, but it's Oklahoma summers were bad enough, but even Indiana summers, I'm not sure I want to keep a beard.
Well, do like Bill and me, just a little bit. And look at Bill; he could have six chins.
That's true. Yeah, we could do a classy one like you and Bill have.
Bill could have 6 chins.
That might be good.
We wouldn't know it.
Mine's going to be just as white as yours here in a couple of years, if not sooner. I'm already.
There was a time when I used to go through with a little pair of scissors and cut the white ones out. Now I go through and cut the black ones out. Dark ones out. It's like.
Yeah,
don't know what you're talking about, Elmer.
There you go. Yeah, that's so my wife said she likes my hair short so she doesn't see all the gray hair. Unfortunately, at the moment. This is long for me.
Yeah.
This is actually long for me. It looked a lot worse when I was on a different camera this morning on work. But yeah, it's really, especially this side. It's
So, Mark, I decided not to drive down today. What are they working on there? What kind of things
Well,
am I missing?
what we've got is in the front right here, we've got Ken Sanborn, KA5HFE, trying to get off his most code. So he's got his, let's see if I got a long enough doodad here. Hold on. Here's his his little QRP radio, QRP Labs.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Focus is pretty good.
Okay. Now, does that have a code reader built in, or?
No, no, it doesn't have a code reader, but he's got
Okay, just asking.
Now, is that the one he built?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. Okay.
Okay, so that's a kit.
That's
Gotcha.
a kit.
That was that kit he built.
I think he said
Okay.
54 bucks and then 20 bucks for
Yeah.
the case.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real slick. And it
Under
won't
100
work
bucks.
if you
Awesome.
get there's one of the diodes. If you get it in backwards, it won't work.
Probably all of the diodes if you get them in backwards.
Well,
it
that's
won't
true.
work.
But remember when he had that one diode in backwards and he
Oh,
couldn't get it to
yeah.
work,
Oh, that's right.
and you and he.
Which reminds me, Mark. Remind me to send you a bunch of diodes or bring you a bunch.
Oh, okay. Next time you're out.
Yeah, I got a bunch of 1N4001s.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like 3 reels of them.
So Ken's working on his
I'll just
20
give you
meter
guys-
antenna. There's 40 meter antenna that he's going to go out and try to make a contact on today. And
Okay. You guys can put it outside or try it inside?
outside.
Okay. You got a way to get the cable outside, or?
Oh yeah, we have doors here in Oklahoma. Yeah, they work.
Well,
out really
yeah,
well.
I know, but I mean, I
And
didn't know,
windows too.
I didn't know if one of those windows would actually open.
I don't. That's the first time I've ever seen them open or tilted out like that. I don't think they open. So no, we'll have
Okay.
to go out the door.
Yeah.
But,
So I don't know if you all know this, but Ken and I were working on Morse code, and Ken made this vow that he was not going to do voice again until he made his first Morse code contact.
Wow.
And that was some weeks ago. And so
Weeks. That was months ago. That was November,
Well,
wasn't it?
yeah, 4 weeks, that becomes a month. No, it was this year, but
Oh,
February or March type this year. It was months ago. Yeah, you're right. I was being nice.
okay.
But
And then Jared's making a loop for a transmitting loop antenna. So he's going to have a 10-foot diameter coaxial loop and a 2-foot transmitting loop on the center of it. And we found him a big old capacitor, and he's supposed to be able to do 10 meters through 40 on that loop. So we'll see how that happens. And then I don't know what Chris and Bob are doing over there. They're coming up with something. And I don't know what Mark's doing over there, but
So on
fairly
that,
quiet night.
sorry,
A fairly quiet night. Go ahead.
transmitting loop, 10-foot loop, 10-foot diameter, or
10
10-foot circumference.
Circumference.
Okay, so it'd be about like 5-6 foot circumference. Gotcha.
Yeah, 3 or 4 maybe.
Well,
something like
yeah, okay. I'm not going to do the math in my head. I gotcha. And then
Diameter.
it said
that. He says 3-foot diameter.
okay. Well, yeah, that would be pie and etc.
Yeah, 2 pi.
Yeah. Was
Depends
it
about-
cherry pie or apple pie?
Oh, God, don't say that.
whatever.
I'm hungry.
But yeah, it's all good. Just don't put cheese on my apple pie. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so pie, yeah. And then a small feeder loop in the center.
Yep. 2-foot circumference loop in the center.
So that is the transmit tower going to go to the big loop or the little loop?
Little loop.
And so the big loop is like a passive device.
Right.
And then is the receive going to come off the big loop or the little loop?
Little loop.
Okay.
Little loop.
I will be very interested to see how that works out. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, we did. Thomas
I've got-
Hayes did
sorry.
one. Thomas Hayes
ahead.
did one last 2 years or 2 ago, and worked out really kind of cool.
Oh, I've got major QRN here, so
Oh, you would,
I've got power lines on 3 sides of me and a big power line behind me as well. as well as the regular power line.
Got it.
So
Got it.
yeah, I'm really thinking either a small loop, small amplified loop, or a small amplified whip is going to be my receive stuff. I mean, getting a signal out is probably not a problem.
Well, very good. He's an apartment dweller, so that's what his issue is.
Oh, so he's got both problems.
Yeah. He's got a lot of noise. If you need some, he'll give it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
He
If he's got a deck and they won't moan at him about putting him on the deck, he's good.
first floor.
Oh,
He's got a ham stick adapter he built for his window, and he said he got 10 meters. He got Colorado, 440 miles into Colorado.
Wow.
With that
well, that's
on sideband.
That's not bad.
And heard Portugal on a 20 meter ham stick. So
Yeah. I've done some things from hotels. Generally, I request the highest room I can get.
yeah,
But yeah, I've put tripods out on hotel balconies and not done much in HF, but done a lot on like local VHF and stuff, and harassing the local hams.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I'm doing now.
exactly. Or non-local hams.
Well, they were local to me at the time.
There you go.
Oh my. Sorry, it's been a
Good little headset. I'm kind of happy with this.
Really?
I might have to get one of these.
yeah.
It's got
Hey,
a really good sound.
put that name in the chat, would you?
Okay, I'll do it.
Or even better, if you've got a link to it.
I'll do that.
No, I was just gonna say that old Mark there looks like a DJ. Standing there, look like a DJ. He's ready to give you his next top 10 hits.
I've done that too in my life. Done that a lot.
Yeah, you probably won't get this line, but does the man still play all the hits you want to hear? I will send you a link to that video, because that's actually a Michael Stanley, who is a Cleveland icon, who passed away recently.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Michael Stanley passed away recently. So you do know who he was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know, he was actually like video number like 14 or 17 on the first day of MTV.
Was he really?
Yeah. Because he was one of the few people that actually had video.
Well, that's all the videos that
Yeah.
all the videos we play.
Yeah. Some of those videos got replayed 3 times in the first 2 days of MTV.
Oh, no.
There's actually a freaking Wikipedia page for that, believe it or not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's?
But yeah, you know, Michael Stanley actually did the 3 o'clock through drive time DJ on 98.5 WNCX in Cleveland for the past God knows how many years. So
there's your link to that headset.
oh, cool, man. Thanks. Oh shoot, let me pick that up and save it.
Conrad gave away a heck of a headset the other morning at McDonald's.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, cool. I can.
It was a
$15.99.
A pilot's
Yeah.
headset with a boom mic on it.
Oh,
Shoot, I'm just gonna buy one.
there you go. I've got. Is it a David
For
Clark?
$16, I'll
headset?
just buy one. No, honestly, I think I can use this for work too.
Bill, was that a David Clark headset? One of those green ones?
Yeah, they're a little more than $15.99.
Seems like it.
Yeah, but that's probably what Conrad had. I've got one of those at the house I need to rebuild, and I think the ear cups are more than $15.99. Mine's got a helicopter plug, and I've got
Yeah,
to
that's
reconnect it.
I think Bill Lockett took it.
Well, of course, Bill.
David. It's a David Clark, not
Yeah.
yeah.
All this stuff that Bill gave Conrad over the last year or two is coming back to Bill now.
Yeah. I actually picked up a David Clark for 30 or 40 bucks at a Hamfest, and it was a helicopter one. And I ended up at least making my money back off of it after I decided I didn't want it. But yeah. No, you said David Clark, I was thinking Heil. But yeah, no, I got that $17.11. All right. I think I have that much money in my PayPal account. I hope I do.
Yeah, if not, they'll just dip into your credit card.
Well, they will. I mean, I have about half of it. The last thing I sold for PayPal was for about $7. So
So I was reading this thing that says, I guess today there's supposed to be this solar storm hitting.
Yes. Actually, over the last week, I've been hearing those kind of things.
So is that bad for us?
Well, it's good if you like 10 meters.
Don't know if I like 10 meters. I've never been able to talk to anybody on 10 meters.
If you're hanging out on 6 or 10, it's probably great. If you're hanging on 80 or 40, it's probably not good.
Okay.
So that's my uneducated opinion. Somebody please correct me.
Okay. I hear no objections.
I know I was in England and all I had was a 10-meter radio. It was during a sunspot cycle, and I had a half-size G5 RV set up as kind of an inverted V out to the backyard, which, believe it or not, a half-size G5 RV set up that way is just freaking perfect across the whole band on 10 meters. And I made contacts all over Europe, northern, I guess Russia is technically Asia, but yeah, in northern Russia, a lot of the USSR countries, the eastern USSR countries, and down into the Med. Never really made it never made it really across the ocean except to the Azores once. But for what it was good.
I've had pretty good luck on 10 meters recently on FT8.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to get some people out there on 10 meters on voice. And
it's coming around.
Yeah. We had a 29.685. There used to be it was a remote based in Budapest, and that was almost not even a challenge to get into it. And they would do a lot of remotes with. They must have been remoted into a 2-meter repeater or something. But they would do remotes. They would go to a school or here or there, that kind of thing. And I love talking to them. It was a ball.
Never done anything on 10 meter. We were trying to do 10 meter here locally to do practice Morse back and forth, but we never could get it to work.
Really? I know for a while we had a 28.46 weekly net.
Yeah, there's still a net out of Edmond, I think, on 10 meter.
Oh, okay.
But
it was the Metro, whatever. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We do a 10 meter net every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you doing that one, Bill?
Pardon?
What freak you doing that one on, Bill?
28445.
Oh, 445. Okay, good deal.
Okay, question. Is 10 meter upper or lower sideband?
Well, it could be either, but it's upper.
Upper. That's what I
Generally
thought.
upper.
I'm just looking at 10 meter. I just flipped on my 7300 and I'm seeing nothing on the waterfall. There around here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, we anyway, back to we were going to try to use 10 meters here locally to practice CW when we had this little group going, and it was really interesting because Ken and I could hear each other, and we're kind of at the same level in Oklahoma City. We're just east and west of each other, and the other two people were the same thing. They were down south. One was in Yukon, and one was over in Midwest City, and they could hear each other, but we couldn't. And it was probably an antenna issue. We couldn't do north and south for some reason.
Well, the polarity plays a bigger part when you're doing a local.
Yes, very much so.
And then I was trying to hear, Edmund was doing a 10 meter net on Monday night, which is when we had our little class going, and I never could hear it at all. But
Yeah, having said that, I did pretty good on. I was vertically polar. I just basically had a vertical dipole when I was in Norman, and I got around the metro pretty good. But I think a lot of the other people were using verticals too. That might have been why, because I could hear everybody, and most of them could hear me, and I was only running say 25 watts on my little unit end.
yeah, good playing with that. So 10 meter is better vertical than it is, or
Not
better.
necessarily. No,
Depends on what you want to do with it.
Vertical to vertical or horizontal to horizontal is
Right.
much better than the crosswise.
Yeah.
Right.
I had it was actually a converted CV. Somebody converted 10 meters.
Mark, they updated and finally got your name in there on the,
So maybe what, 12 watts to speed. I built a little homemade dipole, threw it out the back of my mom's house, and within 2 hours, I'd made contacts from Canton, Ohio, down to the Gulf Coast on 10 meters. You know, it's propagation, and but yeah, I mean, horizontal is probably better for sideband because most people are probably horizontal, especially local. Vertical generally preferred for FM, but I had a lot of luck with FM with my horizontal antenna when I was in Avon because I didn't have a choice of antennas. So your mileage may vary. I've had some really good contacts on 6 meters with 6 meter sideband with the vertical antenna. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Boy, Phil's having,
Well, you definitely lose a lot with cross.
Falling out of his chair.
Oh my goodness, it's Phil.
Hi there, Techno Geek.
well, I'm glad you stabilized there, Phil. You were all over the place, sideways, upside down.
That's pretty fast.
Scary.
I was starting to figure out he meant to fall down, go boom or something.
That's the way my day's been, sideways and upside down.
I figure, Phil, you fall down, go boom enough times, you figured out how not to do that anymore.
Well, let's say I know how to land.
Yeah. I still haven't quite figured that. Apparently, I didn't figure that out last time.
You're looking good, Phil. You feeling good? Good deal.
Yeah, except on TV.
Yeah.
You got a little bit on TV.
I'll admit, I'd feel better if I'd had a triple meat baconator for supper.
Yeah.
I could send you one, but I think your daughter would probably kill me.
Yeah.
But if I get down there, I'll buy you one.
Oh. After the popcorn.
Popcorn. Yeah, that's what I had for dinner.
Yeah.
Popcorn and iced tea.
Popcorn and ice cream. What's going on with Elmer tonight? Sounds like controlled chaos.
We're saying all kinds of bad things about you, Phil, but we're going to stop now.
Oh, don't stop for my account.
Well, they got a lot of stuff going on there at the firehouse. They're building antennas at one place.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
Building antennas at one place, and Ken Sandberg's working on CW there at the right in front of us. And
Yeah, they're actually doing real projects and Elmer stuff. It's awesome.
yeah. Phil fell down again, or at least Phil's camera fell down.
Damn it, Phil.
Hammer just not
We're going to have to glue you to that chair.
I'll tell you what.
You guys are going to remember not too long ago, I was having that same problem with my camera.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I've actually found a better, more stable place to put my camera. That's why it's off to the side.
So is see Vince on here? Is he just?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's just not being social.
So you came back from Utah?
Yeah, I've been busy ever since. Utah was great.
I'll bet. We just went to Yellowstone and back, kind of the same thing. 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the camper.
And we're discussing about a 7 to 8 week trip to Maine.
Wow. That sounds like fun.
I hope so.
You got critters that need to be fed while you're gone, or are you taking them with you?
She goes with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got 3 kitties, so every time I go away, it's always like if we go away 3 days, they're good, but otherwise we got to find somebody to feed them.
Well, I have found with cats, they're great for 3 days, and then after 3 days, they decide it's time for you to go away and leave them alone for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's I just been a cat guy. My wife, I would have a dog, but my wife is not a dog person, so we have cats.
Well, we've got a little West Highland Terrier, and she's 13, so she's deaf, almost blind, and decides that she owns everything.
That sounds like, and don't make that sound bad. That sounds like a good dog to take along with you.
Sleeps a lot.
And I'm sure she appreciates it.
Ken said
But she was raised in the motorhome, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's
she's cool with it. Yeah, I cannot imagine having any of my 3 cats in a motorhome. It would just be bad.
Now, I went up to Enid with her one time. We were debating because I was going up to Enid for a family event and didn't know what to do with her, so we decided to take the motorhome and just leave her in the motorhome. And my cousin did nothing but give me a hard time for the next 2 years. That was the only dog that he knew that had a $40,000, $50,000 dog house with a chauffeur and a maid.
True. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I'm glad she likes going along with you. Yeah. We're going to try to take him. We're going to try to take a mini vacation here soon, and well, a mini, and go up to Lake George, and which is actually, well, actually, we're going to go to Angola, Indiana, which is right up in the far northeast corner of Indiana, and we're going to meet up with some friends in Lake George, which is just over the corner into Michigan.
Well, the only 3 states I have yet to visit are Maine, Vermont, and New Hampshire, and that will give me all 50 plus 2 territories.
Cool.
So I'm hoping to catch Virgin Islands in the next couple of years. And I'd have video up here, except the camera decided to die.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not aware of it.
We just thought you were being unsociable.
Well, that too.
Well, look, that's a joke. If you're sociable enough to log on here, you know.
I have been accused of being rude, crude, and socially unacceptable.
Excuse me. Have you been hanging out with me?
No, but I found when I worked with the phone company, it worked real well because everybody left me alone and I could do my job.
Yes. Yeah, so, sometimes until your boss says you just need to chill out a bit.
No, I think my boss was the one that told me that.
Yes, mine is too. And interestingly enough, that boss I now work for again. So, and it is a friend of mine.
Well, this one, out of the 30 years in the phone company, this was probably first or second best manager I ever worked for, and I worked for probably 30 of them.
And exactly the same here, dude. This guy was one of my coworkers. He worked his way up to management. He was our manager for a couple of years. Then I left and went somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and now I'm doing something else. And now he is actually my manager's manager. But I'm still working for the guy.
Well, with my attitude, I had an option one time to become a manager. I went through all their training in their school and all of that, and I kind of waffled and back and forth, and they give the job away.
It's not for everybody.
30 years later, that was the best decision I ever made.
It's not for everybody.
Because I would have pissed off enough first line managers that they'd have made second, and then I'd had to work for them.
that or they'd have promoted you.
Probably not. Because I had a bad habit of telling managers that, well, I had one that come up with something. I had a project in West Oklahoma, and he wanted me to go across state to Arkansas for a 15-minute job. And we discussed it, and finally asked him whose stupid idea was it. And he said, well, it was mine. And I said, it's still a stupid idea. He didn't take that well.
I bet not.
So that's why I would have probably never lasted as a manager.
Well, I have done well for someone with no degree, and I'm going to be eligible to retire here soon. So aspirations are to basically, yeah, if I can get a promotion, great. I'll stick around a few years, but otherwise I'm gone in a few years.
Well, as soon as I was eligible to retire, I mean, the day I was eligible to retire, I was gone. I liked my job, but did not like the direction the company was taking. So I figured I might as well leave while I'm happy and not wait 5 years and get bitter about it. And that again was the was one of my better decisions.
Understood. I'm actually eligible in October, but I'm probably going to stick around another year or two just because I want to build up the old retirement fund.
I'm
Well,
going to say hello to David down there.
Yes, sir. Yes. Good evening, David. I'm sorry. Me and Steve are having a good old yap.
Turn your microphone on, David. The other microphone.
Sound like you've been drinking helium.
Now you got a little bit of a squeak out of it.
Yeah. Has he got you got some audio effects turned on, or you just been sucking on helium? No, there's something wrong there unless that's intentional.
Wide monitor. My home computer that I had it on, tried it, is that wide because it's all in one. It's not, that one sets up there, and you just fan it back
Expertly.
where you got it, and you can angle this any way you want to angle this. And I got it angled on one, and then I fan that back to hold it up there. And the cable, while I was holding it down, I run the cable back.
Is that any better?
There you go.
And then it sets up it just fine.
That's your computer up to use the right microphone and headphone.
The old Jabras.
No one does. Trust me.
Yeah. You hear us now through that?
Back. And I would hold it on top of the computer and slide it over and slide it
David,
back.
can you hear us?
So I didn't.
Too much. I can hear you. Too much background noise.
Yeah, it's coming from the room there. I sent Mark a text and asked if he could mute the microphone there. Because they've got us muted. They can't hear us,
Oh, really?
apparently.
I guess I'm going to have to break down and buy a pair of these headphones. These are from work.
Did you see the ones that are in the chat?
No.
Mark Klein was trying out this set. They're $15.99. Well, there's a used set on eBay for $15.99.
I think that's about how much these Jabras are. They use them out at Tinker.
Sir, it won't be heard.
I can't get
I had to buy my own.
the chat's not working.
Got Phil and David.
You should. You had to buy your own for work, Phil?
Hey, Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I got 2 sets.
Well, they gave me this old set that worked for a while.
Yeah.
It's a Plantronics, but the cables in it fell apart. I just went to Wally World and bought my own.
Yeah. They're not expensive anymore.
Think what this is. It's $15.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's got a good headphone in it. Music sounds good over it.
Well, sometimes this camera and speaker thing I've got here works real well, but other times people say it doesn't work very good, and I don't know how to fix it.
David, it sounds really good.
Yeah, but I got my headset on now, and you were saying when I was talking over my little speaker thing, it wasn't sounding good.
Right. No, the headset works perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sounding good there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy a set of them.
You sound great. Yeah, you sound like it was weird.
In the right-hand corner.
Hey, it sounded like you've been doing helium or something. You were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sounded like you were on helium.
Yeah.
And the weird thing was, it didn't sound. It sounded like you were speaking faster than normal too. At least it did to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. You're just hearing faster. You're hearing faster. That's what it is.
I was watching.
I know. Trust me, dude. I don't hear that fast anymore.
I was watching Saturday's meeting on YouTube,
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear the DX presentations, and it sounded like it was speeding up and slowing down. The speech would like get really fast, and then it would slow down.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was strange.
Is that your key?
Yeah, one of them.
Is that a Bagally?
No, that's a guy in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Named Yuri. In the Ukraine, actually, it makes those.
It's not the same guy that does the QSL cards, is he?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not that I know of, anyway. But yeah, I saw him on eBay. I saw his keys, and actually, the one I saw wasn't this single paddle. But anyway, I went to his website, and man, he just makes some beautiful keys. And so anyway, he made one for me.
Looks nice.
You can't, it's a beautiful key. It's actually see the paddle on it, that little clear paddle, too narrow for me. So I actually printed on my 3D printer. I printed a one that's about 4 times that wide.
Really?
Which
You're talking about thick
yeah,
or wide?
Yeah, the width,
okay.
thickness, whatever. That one was just a little. It was just too narrow for me, and especially if I switch over to I've got this little, what is this one? This little Vibraplex. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
See how far the paddles are.
Oh yeah.
Apart, and so anyway, it helps me if I'm switching around, if they're all kind of the same. It gives me
I just wish I could learn it. I've got this paddle. I don't know if you can see that one or not.
Yeah, that's a Vibraplex, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a dual paddle.
Yep.
And then I've got a single paddle Vibraplex. Shoot, I got a bunch of J38. I got like 10 paddles, and I don't know CW.
Well,
I just love them. I think they're really neat.
Oh, me too. I started learning CW, and I've never made a contact with CW, but I started collecting keys. I mean, I picked up a Bug.
Oh yeah, that's what I want, a 1952 Bug.
I can't remember
one
when
you'd
this
like
one...
to see. Made in 1921 for the railroad.
That was about 10 years after you were born, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're still a good paddle.
And a year before he got licensed.
You know, I call Vibraplex, and they had the paddles that would fit it.
Oh yeah.
They told me the rubber feet and the paddles and all kind of stuff for it.
Yeah.
This is a Kent.
I need to
I use it some.
I need to put new bushings, or wherever you call them, in my single key. It's got those ruby bushings in it. And I need to do that.
Bearings.
Yeah. I need to order about half a dozen things for it and put it back together. It works like it is, but it's just not.
Then you just need to polish up and sharpen the pivots. Little bearings may be fine.
No, they're gone.
They're all peeled out.
The bottom one's gone. Yeah, it's well used. I bought that down there at Ardmore about 5 years ago for $40. Vibraplex single paddle.
I'm guessing that's from the room.
Boy, it's too bad we can't mute that.
I sent a text to Mark Clayton. We'll see if he gets it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not complaining. They're getting tunes. I mean, the tones. Tunes. I
don't know why it comes and goes though.
Tunes. I can't understand it much. I have way out of practice, but That's like ham radio background music.
It's pretty accurate, yeah.
What's going on, guys?
This is my hope for getting on there. It's going to help me along a little bit.
I'm sorry, Ken, I missed you checking in there. Good evening.
Evening, everybody.
Yeah. That's
I sent you a text. You didn't hear me. The audio, the room mic there is sometimes so loud we can't even hear the conversation on Zoom, and I don't know where it is. Or, yeah, and I don't know why. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. So,
Don't turn it off. Just turn.
I don't know who's got it or where it is. Anyway.
Have him.
All right. Thanks.
Probably too far down now, but
I don't know.
it's okay.
No, it sounds
Put my
great
headset
now.
back on.
Well, I kind of like. Yeah, I like the idea of a little bit of beeping stuff in the background or just ham radio.
We can make some background noise, Don, if you need background noise.
Yeah, I can.
Be nice.
Is my audio working tonight?
It is.
No, we can't hear you.
Say again?
I said, no, we can't hear you.
Huh?
Yeah. I've got my flak vest on, so I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, when I used to say hum, my dad used to say, huh, hell, pay attention.
Yeah, I heard that a few times myself.
No, before I took my last gig with the FAA, one of the best things people told me was you're going to need to have a thick skin and keep your flak vest on. And I came on in 2001, and I've kept that up and haven't killed anybody yet. It is that piece of advice has saved me a lot of trouble.
So how long's it been since you were out here and with the FAA? I mean, have you been?
Me?
Yeah.
December.
Anybody?
Well, I was out there in December.
I was wondering if you ever ran into a guy named Ray Meyer.
Oh my! Well, there's like billions of people in the FAA.
Yeah, that's why.
What was his gig? Do you remember?
Well, I have no idea. He was the maintenance manager at Xerox when I worked there, and then after we all got laid off, last I heard he'd gotten on at the FAA. Was
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Xerox threw us to the wind.
Sarah's got something going on. I need to check on. I'll be right back.
Well, I've been there since 1999.
Been where?
FAA out of my running.
Yeah.
You work at FAA, Phil?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you still working there?
They said there's no one going to fire me because no one wants my stinking job.
I know what you mean. Know what you mean. Well, it gives you a little job security then.
A little bit. The system I support that came around in 2004 said they were going to decommission it. Then they pushed that to 2008, and they kept pushing it out, and it's now 2026.
Sorry, I missed what equipment was that?
RCL, LDRCL.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, at least you're going to be in business a while.
I said I was going to leave when they decommissioned all the equipment, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I had to step out for a minute. Yeah. Well, isn't FTI maintaining a lot of that now?
It may last longer than I do.
Let's hope not, Phil. But
well, I don't know. I mean, they're looking at running B-52s until like 2035 now. So
longer than that. Well, when
I
retired,
last I heard was 2035. So
when I retired in 2013, they were looking at another 50-year lifespan on that B-52.
Yeah. Well, until the wing spar fails on one of them, it falls down.
Yeah.
Around them all.
Didn't they come out about the same year I did, about mid-50s?
About the same year you did, I think so.
I did 53, 54 along there.
Before that was B-47.
Yeah, they had B-47.
Yeah, and now they're
Bombs.
they're looking at rebuilding the A10.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily rebuilding, building new A10s.
Oh, really?
A10 Mark II, yeah. I mean,
That was
can we make it better? Can we put more technology in it? Yeah. But does it work? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's cheap. A10 was one of the few programs that actually came in under budget.
In general, they didn't need close air support.
As I understand it, yeah.
There was
I'm getting off topic, but
there was flying B-52s on the DEW line back during the Cold War.
Yeah.
And that was back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I started out in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we used to came out of Offutt over in Omaha, and we'd see them come
really?
over.
Oh,
When
yeah.
was you at Lincoln, Nebraska, Sam?
I'm sorry.
What year was you at Lincoln?
Oh,
Nebraska?
late 50s till about 65.
Yeah.
But they'd come out of Offutt over in Omaha when I was a kid, and we'd sit out there and watch them come over. And I mean, it was pretty spectacular. They were the biggest thing ever. I mean, for that time, that was like the biggest plane ever. You know,
bigger than a 747.
Well, we didn't have those back in the
I mean,
the B-52 definitely stands out in that big tail section.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but the British Aviation Museum in Duxford has an American section. They have a hangar with a B-52 inside the hangar. Yes, they have an entire B-52. As far as I know, the wings are not clipped. B-52 inside the hangar. Of course, everything else is pretty much underneath either underneath or above the B-52.
I was going to say, you can put a lot of things around it. You know,
it's got a whole crap load of stuff around it. Yeah.
Duxford museum around that.
Duxford Airfield. Yeah, it's I've been there several times now. The first time I was there, they did not have that American hangar there, but they put that in, and yeah, it's really freaking cool.
Hey,
yeah, it's
kind of off the radio subject, but have any of you guys been to the Stafford Museum over in Weatherford?
No, but I need to go.
Oh, you need to go. It is. I hope it's back open. I mean, I went pre-COVID, but it is amazing. I mean, you know,
I've driven by there 100 times, and every time I say I need to stop there one of these days.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing for Weatherford, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect, and it just keeps kind of going and going. It doesn't look. It's way bigger than it looks from the road. But
I've been to Lincoln Air Force Base, Sam, years ago. Best I can remember, O Street was kind of the main drag there in Lincoln.
Yeah, right through downtown. And
yeah.
Right time of year they painted all the stripes red, for football season.
Yeah.
So I was just up there about a month ago. That was part of our camping trip. We went back to Lincoln. I wanted to see what was still there from my childhood. And funny thing is, the apartment house where my parents lived when I was born is still there. It's like 2 blocks from the Capitol building.
Is that right?
Still there.
Wow.
And it wasn't new when we lived there back in the 50s. So.
Well, yeah, and for you guys who like to travel a little bit, don't forget that there's a couple of museums in Kansas. You got one in Wichita, and I think the other. Trying to remember. There's actually a Russian aviation museum, and I'm not sure if it's in Hutch or
there's a big museum up in Hutchinson. I've been to it.
It's in Hutch, yeah, okay, yeah, it's in Hutchinson, yeah.
They've got a full-size mock-up of a space shuttle in it.
Yeah, but it's like called the Russian. It's actually a Smithsonian museum.
Well, Stafford had a lot to do with equipping that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
yeah.
Bill, now that you mentioned that museum up in Hutchinson, I heard that they took that SR-71 bird out of there. Is it still there, or did they take it?
Well, it's been
10 years since I was there, but it was still hanging from the ceiling when I was there.
Well, I heard that a couple of years ago they came and got it for some reason. I don't know what the deal was. but
Oh, they had a big
Bet they didn't
flap
fly it
there
out there.
because
Well, maybe they did.
evidently, one of the big movers and shakers at NASA managed to get a hold of a lot of those artifacts, and he gave them to that museum. And the government got their panties in a wad over that.
Cosmosphere.
They had the Cosmosphere.
yeah.
They had to give some of that stuff back.
There it is. Yeah, hang on. I'll drop the link in the chat. It's cosmo.org.
Yeah.
Yep.
David, did you ever go up there with me with the scouts?
Oh yeah.
We took our scouts up there, and they
Several
got rockets,
times.
got to shoot them off.
Yeah, I'm just annoyed that I never made it out there when I was in Kansas.
Well, that's not
It
that
was
far.
just, it was, you know, it's just like a 3-hour drive from where I was because you had to go down, over, and back up to get there. There was no, you know, it
No
wasn't
good way to get there.
you couldn't get there from here.
Well, I'm feeling a road trip coming off for my new truck.
Yeah, that's right. How's that
I
truck
think that's a
doing?
great idea.
Get it broke in.
How's that truck doing, Sam?
Oh, I love it. Love it. 20 miles per gallon plus.
What is it?
F-150 hybrid.
I bet when you womp on it, it goes.
Absolutely. The throttle is so touchy. I have to be careful. I mean, I almost overran. You know, light turns green. I've really got to hold off because
way back when I had an '89 Jeep Comanche pickup, 2-wheel drive, so no weight in the bed. That was one of the first few years that they had done their new 4-liter fuel injected motor, and I had a manual transmission. I had a hell of a time not squealing tires at traffic lights.
Yeah, I remember.
even for easy takeoffs.
I had a Grand Cherokee I took into the shop, and they gave me one of those as a loaner. I don't know what year it was, but it was.
You have fun?
Yeah.
Was it a stick?
No, it was an automatic, but it's still. They
don't weigh squat.
Yeah, there was no weight there.
They don't weigh squat, and yeah. I ended up putting a little, just a size bigger tires on it to make it a little bit less aggressive next time
the back wheels on that truck were just barely touching the ground.
Yeah,
they were. That's why
you didn't have any weight back there at all.
So Cosmosphere is 220 miles from Oklahoma City.
That's
that's not bad.
Right at a 3.5 hour drive for us.
Yeah, there you go, man.
You have to head up here. But anyway, go to Weatherford if you get a chance. It's it's close and just amazed me when I was there. Hope they're still open.
Yeah, so my problem with going to Hutchinson was where I was in Kansas. It was a good 3.5 hours as well, and we kind of couldn't justify going out there 3.5 hours just to go see one thing. But I wish we had.
Yeah, and you need at least 4 hours to go through that.
Well, we have got a room. I mean, we've got a room somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you ever get up to Du Bois, Wyoming, there's a military vehicle museum up there that's pretty fantastic. Fortunately, I got there right before they closed, and so I didn't get to do much. But they've got some of the best tanks outside. You don't even have to pay. It's just a great display of tanks there.
Oh my, yeah.
But inside they have it broken down like by decade, like the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, you know.
Oh wow.
And so you can, and then I mean it's pretty amazing. I just didn't have enough time there. But
must be a pretty big building.
Yeah, it is, and they got a bunch outside too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway.
Well, I think I'm gonna go. I got some stuff to do.
David, it's good to see you again.
You too. Good to talk to y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
Tom, I want to point something out before you go, David.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Don noticed the extra chin hider that David's got going too.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe I need to grow one.
Don was complaining about all his extra chins. I said, just grow a beard.
That's right. Just grow a goatee and it'll hide it.
Yeah, I've done it a couple. Usually when I do it, I do full face, and that maybe I just need to do this,
Well, the other thing, the other thing is that stretches your skin so it makes you look younger.
Oh, okay.
That's what I tell everybody. That's how I keep the wrinkles out. If I lost 100 pounds like I need to, I'd be a wrinkle like a prune.
Oh, I know. It's like that's my excuse for not losing weight. But yeah. Hey, if you guys like tanks and cool military stuff, that was hard for me to say in the other word. Not to say the other word. I just dropped a link. It's muckleborough.co.uk, and don't ask me to spell it because the link is right. It's in the chat. But this is a little museum that is not a little museum. It's a not well-known museum. And I don't expect you guys are going to run over to the UK just to see this place. But actually, if you do, I'm going to send you to the Radar Museum, which we'll talk about next week.
All right.
But yeah, this is a really cool collection. They've got a lot of tank. I thought I wouldn't like it because it was more Army stuff than Air Force stuff. Because I'm an Air Force guy, it was awesome. Didn't hurt that they had a Harrier, Hawker Harrier sitting right outside the front gate.
Well, the Weatherford Museum's got a starfighter sitting at about this angle, sitting right outside the building.
Oh yeah, the Harrier. The nice thing is at Muckleborough, the Harrier they had, there was actually steps where you could go up and look in the cockpit. And as a private pilot, I could see, you know what? In straight and level flight, I could probably fly this thing because all the gauges were the same.
Yeah.
The controls were the same. Of course, there was controls for the vectoring and all that other stuff. But
at Weatherford, they've got a Russian fighter that you can actually get in.
Yeah, they should.
Problem is, if I get in there, I can't get back out. Because those pilots have been really skinny,
Yeah. Well, and if any of you folks ever get up to the Akron, Canton, Ohio area, CAK Airport has a very nice aviation museum as well. So, and we'll get into that one next week too.
Yep. Oh man, 8:00.
Whenever I was on Guam, the U-2 was parked at the end of the runway that Powers flew when he was mapping Russia.
Mm.
That was where he refueled at Guam.
Well, yeah. Now, did they fly him out of Guam or?
Yeah.
Okay, as I say, I would think they would. I can't imagine they would fly him out of Hawaii and then to Guam and then to there.
No.
No.
But they kept them at the other end. There was two of them. They kept them at the other end of the runway, and the road that went around the opposite end was about as close as you could get to it. And they had strictly no cameras allowed, no photographs, none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, see, that's the thing nowadays. If you work on a base or even an FAA facility, you're not allowed to take pictures.
Yeah.
Not unless they're official.
But it's funny. A lot of pictures get out.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
You're not supposed to take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to get caught, Phil.
Yeah. You're not supposed to get caught. Exactly.
I get a lot of photos of the front panel of equipment from a mountaintop somewhere, and I pull it up on the cell phone, and we look at it together with a sight tech, and we diagnose that thing together, looking at that photo.
Well, yeah, I mean that's official. even if it wasn't on an official device.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
I
it's
mean,
some kind of super encrypted cell phone too, right?
no,
Yeah.
they're just not in general not wanting people to post pictures of FAA equipment or FAA personnel
And we don't post
without
anything like
official
that.
permission. That's all. Yeah, I mean, for what
We
Phil's
don't post
is perfect.
Now, I did get into one situation at a site out northwest of Las Vegas, and the Air Force had to go with us. And they made sure that we didn't have any cameras or anything with us.
They take your phones away?
If we'd have pulled a phone out there, took it away.
Oh,
We got out of the vehicle and we had to walk straight in the building without doing too much looking around.
Well, whenever I was on Guam, I didn't have to worry about cell phone. That was before cell phones was
Yeah.
ever thought of.
yeah, I bet not. You probably had to worry about other things on Guam.
Well, that's about like when I went to American Samoa, cell phone calls for like $3 a minute.
I don't doubt it. We had a Mars station on Guam that we could use to talk back to the States. Being a ham operator is pretty nice.
Anybody got a 20-meter station up and running?
Can have.
Yeah. All you gotta do is hit the switch.
Where did you see Jared's little toy here? Hopefully he's not transmitting. Okay, he says no. A mag, yeah, he'll let me know. A mag loop antenna.
Where do we want to be?
Where do we want to be for frequency? Yeah.
Oh, you getting on 20 meters?
Yeah, I'm on 20 meters.
What's your TRG?
Hello, Mark.
Or it's gonna have to tell us what the frequency is.
Oh.
We just use Wayne's call sign.
There he is.
What
Hey, Mark.
frequency?
I can't do that.
Where you at?
I'm at 14308.
14308 is where he's at. Is there anybody, can anybody hearing anything on 14308 that we're not?
I'm hearing something.
Well, maybe I can listen with it.
Yeah, well, hit it. See what you got. See when we let out some smoke. If you see smoke, call the fire. Oh, wait, they're next door.
They'll just think you're making popcorn.
We send a call. Anybody hear anything?
Kilo India 5. Foxtrot Hotel Tango. Kilo India 5. Foxtrot Hotel Tango testing.
Is it taking load?
Seems to be.
No, SWR's okay, it shows.
Kilo India 5. Foxtrot Hotel Tango.
I'm almost there.
Almost there. You're hearing? Oh, you're getting there.
I'm hearing something, but I can't.
Yeah, that's not us.
A lot of background.
I can't hear anything here, but
Foxtrot Hotel Tango.
I don't hear anything.
Try again.
Kilo India 5. Foxtrot Hotel Tango.
Nothing. Nada.
Hey, if it's in a digital mode, FT8 signal or something, be more
Yeah,
likely.
we're not even set up for a computer on that. So
Okay. I was gonna say we could see that on the waterfall.
yeah, just try. We'll try some carrier stuff. Yeah, we'll flip over to CW and he's going to key the mic. I don't know where that. Go ahead. Should be here in the carrier. Off. Carrier. Off. Off.
Well, you're in a concrete building that's probably has a crap load of rebar in it.
Yep. We might have to try it outside.
All right, thanks. Carry
Yeah,
on.
I'm hearing a conversation on 14308, but I can't.
Okay.
It's too faint to.
It's pretty hard to do short communication on 20 meters this close together.
Yeah.
You know,
Also true.
need to be on 40 or something this time of day.
Share ideas, information, past traffic, as a comparative and training drill for
6 meters been open all day, you guys. If anybody's interested. You guys need to get on the Discord thing because there is when the band opens, 6 meters opens or something, we always post it on there. And if you need to, if anybody's interested in working 6 meter, worked all states, man, past few days, you could probably done it.
Mostly SSB, or is there a lot of FM activity?
It's all FT8.
Oh, FT8. Okay, gotcha.
That's all that people get on anymore is FT8.
Well, nobody's sociable anymore.
Yeah, they get on 6 meters, FT8. The East Coast guys been working Europe on 6 meters.
Yeah, I like to talk to people. Even if it's just, hey, you, who are you? I'm me. You got a good signal. Have a good day.
You can do both.
Yeah. Does anybody ever do a conversation on FT8 or is it just contacts?
No, it's just send your report and your call sign and 7-3.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But that's where all the activity is.
Yeah. 50%, I think, now of contacts or something, 40 or.
Yeah, it's because all the young kids don't want to talk. They're all, now, I won't say all, but we got a lot of people that don't want to talk to people.
No, I'm like you. I like to talk.
Well, the young people got.
Well, you know, I do.
The young people have their phone in the other hand anyway.
Well, that is the nice thing about FT8. I can actually, play chess and
yeah, you can do
several things all at the same time. And
yeah. Well, I've got my 432 moon bounce antenna. I've got a pair of them, each one of them 20 elements, and I've got them up on a roof mount tripod that's behind the house over here. And I've been testing it out a little bit. But one of these days I'll try to get another picture of it to post it while I got both of them. I got all the feed lines and everything, and the power splitter and phasing lines, everything working.
Cool.
Does
somebody still make an Azal rotor?
Yeah. Yazoo still makes them.
Oh, they still make that. Oh, no kidding. All right, good deal. Because that was always a good machine.
5500 or something like that.
Something like that. I just remember that Yazoo was the only one that I knew of, at least reasonably recently, that still made an Azal.
There's still people make them, but that Yazoo 5500 is probably the most reasonable priced one. It's been around for many years. It's not even a digital readout, Got analog meters on there to tell you what the azimuth is, and
yeah, but you did the analog ear. The analog ears will help you there.
Well, they have a tracking mod that goes on it now that computer program.
Oh,
on your computer will automatically track whatever you're tracking. In my case, would be the moon.
People use those for what, dozens of years?
Yeah, for satellite stuff.
Yeah. What are you using for a radio? So you got an old 767, or what do you got?
No, I have an Elecraft K3 and a transverter.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it drives a amplifier.
Cool, man. Yeah, you told me that last time. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I know you're getting up there.
Who is that?
No, I
Who are we
I just don't have a lot of short memory. Yeah, whatever.
I'll probably have that problem, Don, when I get old. So will Sam.
Yeah.
Again, thick skin. Not
I really always heard it, but
if you guys stop beating me up, I'm going to start worrying.
I really all heard it, but I can remember conversations from high school, but I can't remember a conversation from yesterday. Of course, all the conversations in high school were pretty much the same. No, I won't go out with you. I mean, that was pretty much,
Yeah, I still get that even from my wife.
pretty much it. Yeah. So. All right. Sorry, I just decided I need to be doing a. That's interesting. I haven't done the latest update on my 7300. Maybe I.
Yeah, a 7300, you say?
Here while we're chatting. But
Sam?
new firmware update, I understand.
On what radio?
7300.
Does that cover UHF?
No.
Just 6 meters? 80 through 160 through 6?
Yep.
Have you got anything on 70 centimeters?
Not running right now. I mean, I do here.
We're going to have to try to make a QSO one these days. It'd be a good test because we're pretty far apart.
It's doggone it. Why won't this thing figure out how to?
Wow. 17 meters is busy.
Really? I'm sure where that is. 18.
FT8 digital mode, full screen.
Oh, okay. An FT8.
We're with KF5DJH, and we'll be moving on. Let me rephrase that. If you have any questions for Aubrey, if you'll please stick around. There might be some people wanting to talk to you after the net, before Gossip Net. So if you would just hang on and see if anybody wants to come back to you. We'll move on tonight. That would be KF5NAG, Frank. This is KF5.
10 meters is open.
That's empty. Where?
I will check him in. Thank you, sir.
10 meters is doing pretty good for this late in the day. I bet it was open good in the daytime. I'm going to check it again tomorrow. It might be open to Europe.
I was gonna say, you guys ought to be getting pretty dark by now.
Yeah,
Well, no, you're earlier than me, so you're just pushing getting dark.
yeah, we got another 45
Sorry,
minutes.
I got my geography backwards. Yeah, no, it's just like about half dark here in Indy. Has anybody had luck with getting to Europe on 10 meters? I mean, when I was in England on 10 meters, admittedly only 25 watts and not a fantastic antenna, I got all over Western Europe and even into Eastern Europe.
How long ago was this?
Let's see, 91, 92.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, different sunspot cycle, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't ever remember the farthest I ever got was the Azores.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked the world on 10 meters when the
Yeah,
band.
no, I don't doubt it. It probably was a question of better antenna and better and maybe more wattage.
When 10 meters is open, you don't need a whole lot of power.
Oh, I know. And like I said, I think the farthest I ever got, I got to pretty much all over the Med and most of Eastern Europe, but I never got across the pond with that setup. I'm not arguing that anybody did. I'm just curious. Is because I always think at 10 meters is something to, Cleveland to the Gulf Coast, or the West Coast to the Midwest kind of thing.
I think we had a sunburst not too long ago, and I think that's probably why 10 meters is opening up.
Yeah, I need to get my
did a little ionization of the atmosphere there.
Yeah, at least go put my vertical. I have nothing up for HF right now.
Yeah.
I have nothing up for anything right now. I have a brick house, and I've been reluctant to drill any holes in the bricks.
I didn't have any problem with that.
Do that.
I made a 4-inch hole in the wall here in my radio shack.
That's what I need to do.
That's a hole.
4-inch PVC.
I'll tell you what I did. Mark Klein recommended is I actually chiseled a whole brick out, and then I put my pipe in, and then I cut the brick and put it back in and mortared around it.
That's pretty much exactly my plan, Sam. But yeah, I just need to I have a round to it problem.
By the time you get a brick and the mortar out on both sides, you got a big enough hole to get 4-inch PVC in.
At least 3. What I was actually thinking was a standard single outlet box, which is about the same width as a brick, and put that in there just as kind of a placeholder, and then put the rest of the brick in around it, because that's still going to give you 3x2 to feed cables through. How many cables you need?
I've got a lot.
Well, I might.
Yeah, I've seen yours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not planning on staying here for the rest of my life, so I don't want to get too crazy with it. Somebody can't put a plate over and seal it up.
I've got 4 pieces of LMR 600 and about maybe 3 or 4 of 213 rotor cable, and maybe a couple of RG8Xs. And then I've got the rope in there that you pull that stuff
Fair
through.
enough.
And it's getting full, I'm telling you.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking more along the lines of maybe 1 or 2 HF antennas and 1 or 2 VHF, UHF
Yeah, but
antenna.
you
So,
put a lot of stuff on a tower. You just keep.
oh yeah, and honestly, yeah, you never have a big enough hole. I completely understand that. You know, I've been electronics tech for years.
If you're gonna make a hole in the brick wall, go ahead and put a 3 or 4 inch piece of tubing.
Well, I'll probably do what Sam said. And what I was thinking is take a brick out and at least do a single box, or maybe a whole brick size.
Well, I just I did a half brick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a half brick, and time you get the mortar out all the way around, you get a piece of 4 inch pipe in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just thinking doing something like a single outlet box size, because that just it's not round, and it's a little easier to put back in. But I'll tell you what, when I get around to it, I will take pictures.
You can.
Mark Klein swears by.
You guys feel free to nag me until I do it. Please do.
Okay.
Mark Klein swears by just putting an outlet box on the inside, outlet box on the outside, box on the outside. If you move, you just put solid plates on them, and
exactly. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Let the new owner figure out what the heck that is.
Yeah, I mean, even if you put a proper outside outlet box on the outside, because they make outside outlet plates now where cables can come out the bottom. So like if you've got a extension cord running to something that's got to be, that you're running it most of the time. Yeah. And
as far as the inside goes, you can cut a piece of sheetrock and put it in whatever hole you got.
Oh yeah.
And patch that. And on the outside, I saved my half a brick. I can put it back in there and put mortar around it.
Well, yeah, no, on the inside, if you do a single or double outlet box, you can just throw a blank plate on it and be done.
Yeah.
And if your next owner is worried about it, you can film it.
Well, I'm not worried about that. Matter of fact, I've got 2 of those such holes in mine. One in the south side and one in the west side.
Yeah.
For the EME. EME antenna.
Yeah. In our first Norman house, I didn't do anything to. I actually had run a.
That looks pretty good.
Can you see mine?
Yeah.
That's what I put on the outside, and
yeah, that's good.
When I'm all said and done, I'm just going to take the antennas out and just shut the door and walk away. Let the new owner figure it out.
That hole's not big enough, Sam.
I haven't seen this anymore, but when we had our first Norman house, which was at pretty much 24th and Alameda, I took a partial brick out. That was back when you used to be able to buy downspout that was 2x2.
Yep. 2x2
square plastic. I don't think they sell the stuff anymore, but that's what I put through the hole. And it was still there when we moved out.
I think it's 2x3 now.
Yeah, no, this was actual plastic PVC 2x2 square, or maybe 2.5 by 2.5 square. I don't know, but it was actual square. But it was absolutely almost perfect for filling up a half a brick hole. Again, that was 20 plus years ago. But yeah, that antenna I could get around about probably the central third of the, or at least repeater wise, 2 meter, the central third of Oklahoma, if not further. Or there was a machine down in the Arbuckles that I could pretty much almost get down to the Texas border.
I think that's the Ardmore machine.
Yeah, the Ardmore machine. Yeah, and then I had a center-fed vertical dipole, which basically looked like a big, kind of like a TV antenna style, up and down, one up, one down. And I got all over the place with that stupid thing on 10 meters.
Vertical dipole worked pretty good.
Worked quite fine.
But for 10 meters, you can build a ground plane vertical and put it on top of your house and work the world when the band's open.
Yeah, this was just a vertical dipole, but it worked well enough, and I, wrapped the coax up about 6 turns, and it worked amazingly freaking well. I still have it somewhere. I just don't ask me where to find it. It's in this house. In fact, I probably, if you gave me a challenge to find it, I'll bet I could find it.
We better get that thing up in the air then before next Tuesday.
Well, yeah. Making the hole in the house is the problem.
For what it's
But
worth.
like I said, bug me about it. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Oh yeah, Brett. I was just looking. I have a, well, above ground. The other part's buried, but I have a 5.5-inch piece of Schedule 80 pipe. It's gray. I think it's UV resistant. So just to let you know, I could bring that up and give it away.
Yeah.
Pipe. I have about 20 more feet of it.
You think 5.5-inch diameter is big enough to get all them pieces of coax in there?
Yeah, because I'm only, we always say, and exactly like you say, Ken, we always plan on, okay, it's only going to be 4. Well, okay, well, we can squeeze one more in, we can squeeze one more in, and you end up like you are, Ken. And I completely understand that. Yeah, it's I remember one time, not worth going into the details, but somebody was putting a hole in a building for antenna coaxes, and they only put like a 2-inch hole in. And I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? He's like, what's your problem? He's only went ahead and run two coaxes. I says, do you think that's all we're ever going to run?
It's like when you build a storage building to put your stuff in, before you get through with it, you realize that you should have made it twice that big.
That, or you should have got rid of half your stuff.
Oh no.
can't get rid of my stuff.
Rid of that junk, man. Gotta have that junk.
Dude, I have moved twice in the last 7 years, and I still have way too much stuff. I have spent more money to move stuff that probably wasn't worth spending the money that it cost to move it.
I don't know, man. It costs a lot now to go buy these little things that you need to build antennas with. And
yeah, but I'm talking about just general stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little pieces, parts, and
I've got a lot of aluminum back there, and I use it. I build antennas, and
oh, dude, I don't think I threw away any antennas. I'm sorry, Ken. Go ahead.
I've mentioned this before on here, but years ago I bought a 20-meter monobander from the Choctaw Radio Amateur Club. It was a 5-element 20-meter monobander with a 30-foot boom, and you can't believe how many antennas I built out of that aluminum over the years.
Oh, you mean if you used it for a while and then
built something else,
made something else out of it? That's cool.
I used that boom. I built a 9-element 6-meter beam one time, and I used that 30-foot boom, and I added more to it. I had a 49-foot boom with 9 elements on 6 meters. And that thing was a monster, man.
Yeah. Well, you talk to anybody you want to.
But I took it down and rebuilt it to a 7-element. That thing was so big and heavy. I was afraid I was going to damage my rotor, and I didn't want to put anything else on it except that thing. So I backed off a little bit after I used it for a while.
All right, well, no, you guys don't feel bad at all about nagging me to bust a brick out and put some antennas up. I kind of need that.
Well, you can do it, and down the road, you can put it back and nobody will ever see it.
Yeah, I know. Well, like I said, if I put a single outlet box in on the outside, then we can seal it right up and it'll look semi-normal. And
Yeah.
yeah. I actually was in my last house for 5 years and never put an antenna up. So I need to fix that. I need to kind of correct that little deficiency in my whatever, in my psyche.
Well, it took me a long time. I think about everything a long time before I do it, especially.
Yeah, and we've had that discussion, Sam. Yeah, and I overthink crap, and that's the problem. I overthink it to the point where I don't do it.
Well, I do too, and the older I get, it seems like the more I do it. But
yeah, I've actually thought about it. It's like, okay, if I measure how far back and inside the house I want the hole, and figure out where the studs are, and then figure out how thick the wall is, and then I measure from the outside how far back, I should be awful damn close.
And you drill a hole.
You just run one like little 3/16 inch bit through the wall and see where you get.
Yeah, I've got a long 1/4 inch bit that I use for that.
Yeah, I've got a 1/4 or 3/16 masonry bit. Or I could run a masonry bit and then run my long 1/8 inch. Yeah, exactly.
It took me days of measuring to figure out exactly which brick I wanted to take out. I mean, it was, but
I don't feel so bad, Sam. Thank you.
And on the inside, I'm lucky. In the inside, I've got drop ceiling in here, so all I had to do was come out into the ceiling. And
yeah, oh, okay. No,
doesn't matter if my pipe sticks out.
I'm going to try to come out about yay far up off the floor.
Yeah.
Oh man, mine is right on the floor. It's right above the molding, and that way the furniture covers it up. My desk and
yeah, but you don't have you don't get a lot of snow. So I want to keep it out. I want to keep it, say, a foot and a half or 2 feet up off the ground.
You're not going to have snow or water come in there. You seal it on the outside.
Yeah, but I don't want snow cover. If the snow, I would prefer, just personal preference, I would prefer the snow not to cover my outside hole. So yeah, I'm gonna probably keep it a foot or two. The nice thing is where I want to put my basement shack, if I do put a basement shack, is fortunately right below this room. So
okay.
if I bring it in here and I want to cable 1 or 2 of them to downstairs, so I've got an oh crap hit the fan shelter.
Well, okay. The reason mine is down on so low is I go through the wall and then I go down underground to my tower. All my cars is underground.
Yeah. As I say, from here, if I went out the baseboard from here, I'd still be a foot above the ground.
On the outside.
Yeah, on the outside, because I have a basement, not on a slab.
Just put a 90 out there and go down. Go underground.
So
your antenna. So your
I'm not planning. I'm not going to need to go underground. I'm going to go straight up the antennas.
Okay, I got you. Oh, you're going to put your antennas right there.
I'm going to put the antennas right on this wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah. Or in the attic or out the front of the house. I'm thinking maybe a off center fed or a Wyndham heading out to the front of the house. So yeah, but guys, I appreciate your suggestions.
Yeah, well, I don't know your layout. So.
Well, yeah, I have a. I'll try to have that ready for next week. Actually, let me see if I can get that for you here. Hang on a sec. I'm in a big triangle.
Yeah,
just under an acre on a big triangle.
Like you said, if you come out and have your kind of a tower or pole or something right outside your ham shack there, you can just go right up to your antenna. Right. That's a good deal.
Oh, I've got a gable end, so I probably won't even need a tower. I can just probably put a 10-foot mast up there and something, at least give me something, The other problem is I can't really do a tower on that side because there are unfortunately power lines, and I won't do a tower if it can fall into a power line.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, but I could do a 10-foot. I can do a 10-foot mast which sticks 5 foot above the gable. You know,
all this stuff here is underground, so I don't have any power lines or phone line, cable.
Yeah, no, I've got I've got power lines across the whole width of the back of the triangle behind me, and I've got, unfortunately, for some reason, my neighbor, just the way they build it, they put power poles. Now my power actually is underground off the power pole, but my neighbor's he's got 2 power poles running down the property line and then going overhead to his house. So I don't know. So kind of SOL.
Yeah, and some of those that are overhead fed may go down the alley and they may feed 4 or 5 homes off of 2 transformers.
Yeah.
No, this one
they'll be banked.
They're probably feeding. Well, I don't know how many they're feeding off that transformer, but I suspect. No, I'm coming off the same transformer he's coming off of. It's just mine happens to be underground because I think my house is newer, or because the owner paid for it to be underground, and his for some reason comes up. His house or his power comes up to about pretty much where the peak of my gable end is, and then goes off to his house. So yeah, I can't do much more than about anything that's much more than about 20 or 30 feet high without that unfortunate hazard of possibly having it fall. I just need to show you guys a picture of this.
Well, standard overhead feed goes through the soffit and about 2 foot above the roof, and feeds off of that. And then the riser pipe from the feed
this isn't what that
goes
is.
down to the meter base.
Yeah. Well, no. This is coming 2 power poles down the property line, and then going off to his house. Yeah. His house is another 150 feet away.
So he's quite a ways away from the transformer.
Yeah. So it's actually, I think it's actually going to another pole and then underground to his house. So yeah.
Okay.
This is nothing I'm going to be able to fix. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a big freaking noise source.
Yep. That's what I'm going to be afraid of. But you never know. They put in a gambling casino here about half a mile from me, and I was worried that thing was going to generate a bunch of noise, but I couldn't tell any difference.
Let me see if I can make a screenshot of this.
Can I tell you how I got out of the house with my coax?
Let her rip, Phil.
I went through the wall with a 2-inch nipple. It's got a nut, and it's dressed up on the inside. Inside, the nipple is about 15 inches above the carpet line. Goes through the wall, through the brick to the outside. Ends up being about 2 foot above finished grade on the outside. And I've got a 10-inch NEMA 4R JIC box on the outside that nipple comes into. It's all sealed and caulked, so it doesn't leak water or rain or anything. It can snow on it, nothing will happen. Now in my case, my antenna pole's out in the middle of the yard. So like Ken said, I came out of the bottom of that box with a 2-inch long swept bend and went underground and went out to the antenna pole.
That's the way to do it.
In addition to that, I've got 4 1/0 grounding cables that go out in the middle of the backyard, and those 1/0 cables come up in the bottom of that box as well for my grounding.
Yeah, if you run your coax and stuff underground, you get rid of a lot of noise, man. 60-foot vertical in my backland. Got 200 foot of RG213 underground going to it. And the vertical is not anywhere close to any buildings, trees, power lines, and it is super quiet.
The only problem is I've got 4 LMR 400s and an 8X and a 213 poked through that 2-inch nipple.
You're getting full.
If I had it to do over, I'd put a 3-inch in there.
That's right. That's why I'm telling these guys, don't do 2-inch. You can't get enough stuff in it.
You got an antenna for this, an antenna for that. Before you know it, you got that little pipe full.
Yeah. And the other one that I have that's going to a smaller tower, it's got some hard line coming through it. It's 7/8 hard line and a few pieces of a regular RG8 213 coax. And you
Hard
got
line as in 7/8 heliax.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's going to my EME, went to my 2-meter EME antenna.
Oh.
Underground to the tower and then up the tower to where I reduced down to LMR 400 to go up to the antenna. Have to have some flexible stuff so you can rotate the antenna.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to rotate with hard lines. So
yeah, that's right.
Well, you can, but it doesn't usually like it very much.
Yeah, and the hard line doesn't last very long when you start putting it back and forth.
Yeah, it doesn't work real good in rotary joints either.
All right. All right.
Hard line.
He says the old fat radar guy.
Yeah.
For you guys that know, I did drop a little picture of the property on the chat, and it's so the top side. I'm actually kind of on the north. I'm on where I am right now. I'm on like the upper right corner of the house. So that's probably where I put the hole. And then that gable end would probably be where I'd stick my first couple antennas. And then I actually have a good bit. I can run about 100 feet out to a tree. Either way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to quit being a whiner.
So where's the picture at? Oh, it's up here at the top, I guess.
Yeah, that's screenshot 2020 713.
Oh, there it is, a JPEG. Nope. That's not it.
It should be the second entry up in the chat.
Oh, someone posted a 432 match.
Yep, Brett.
Who? Brett?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like my match. Oh, that is mine. That is mine. I must have posted that the other day or something, but it wouldn't still be there, would it? That's my picture.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, well, if you scroll down to the end, it's the second to the end. So
down at the bottom, you mean?
Yeah, the bottom.
Okay.
Well, the bottom is sometimes relative, but
oh, here it is. No, I got to close this other one first, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not a perfect picture of my prop. This is from Hendrick. This is from the county records, but yeah, you get an idea. And this obviously was taken when the trees were not leafed out, because they're well leafed out now.
Is anybody else getting it? I can't open it. I don't even see the link, I guess.
Sam, can you find that?
I see this link of my matching network. 1, 2, 2 times. Here's one that says screenshot, just today's date.
Yeah, that one.
And it's oh, I know, probably.
You may have to download it
It
and then
probably
open it.
downloaded it, didn't it?
Yeah, you may have to download it and open it. I'm sorry. Zoom does that sometimes. Come on, I need a haircut. But yeah, you can see my little wedgie triangle, and that red line is not exact. It's actually the north side of that is actually a little closer to my house than it looks there. So. But yeah, there's a power line on the north side of the property that goes pretty much from the back of the property about to where that gable is on my house.
I'm not getting it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
And I click on this one that says screenshot.
Yeah, 2021 7/13. Yeah.
Yeah. And when
that should at least download.
Whenever, well, I can't see it's downloading. You know, when you should download.
Oh, maybe it went to your downloads directory and didn't open.
Well, yeah, but whenever you download something, I'll go and look in my download folder.
Yeah, double check your downloads folder.
But
well, wait a second here.
The PNG file.
Wait a second here. Can I share screen?
Not in my download file.
Oh no. He's got screen sharing disabled. I say if we get Marky to share screen, I can.
Is anybody else been able to do it? Is anyone else doing it, or am I the only one that can't do it?
Well, you know, us younger people, we can do it.
Yeah, younger people. Yeah, right. Well, you do. You are younger than me. That's for sure.
I got a couple years on you.
Couple years.
Only slightly.
Physical age, not mental.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm mentally. Ken's older than a lot of us. I mean, younger, I should say.
I don't know about that. Do you see the one from Brent here, and it's got the DSC _0308S JPEG?
Yeah, now I can't see those. I downloaded those, but when I try to open them, I get nothing.
Well, that's my picture, and it's a JPEG, and I click on it and it opens it up right here, and I can see my picture, and it's in a folder. 432 match is the name of the folder.
Right. Let me see if I can get a hold. Let's see if we can get a hold of Mr. Mark here, or Mr. Mark, whichever.
Call his cell phone.
Pledge. Yeah, see, I'm stuck here too.
Hey, Don. Don?
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded it. I pulled it off chat, downloaded it, and I've got the.
You can see my little triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it fine. I mean, it's. I don't know how you get to your house. Is there a driveway there somewhere?
Yeah, there is. The driveway it's kind of hidden by the line on the south side, on the lower right.
Oh, okay. Running right up the driveway.
That's where the driveway is.
Okay,
yeah, I mean
see.
it's GIS. It's all aerial imaging, you know.
Right.
So. Yeah, it comes up. It comes up that kind of south side of the garage is on the bottom side of the house. But yeah, I've actually got several trees out front. That's why I was kind of thinking with the power line across the. Well, shoot, we got to get Ken to get this picture.
Not in my download files.
Shit.
File.
Let me see if I can send it directly to you.
Mine downloaded onto my desktop for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, well it probably downloads on whatever you're.
Yep. It's wherever you have your download directed to.
Well, everything else goes to the download file, but for some reason, this screenshot or this.
Well, it's I click on this screenshot and it brings up one of my pictures.
Oh, okay.
It's what. And all these other
fudge
on in my chat page.
That's okay.
It's got one, two. It's got two JPEGs up there, and the file name is DSC_302s.jpg. And when I click on that, it brings up my picture that's on my hard drive, and it is the matching network for my 432 antenna.
That's interesting.
That's really strange.
Yeah. Hey, listen, guys, I'm gonna have to get out of here, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to leave soon. Ken, I tried to send that to you directly, see if that works.
You sent me an email or
no, chat in the in the chat.
Okay, it's down at the bottom here, and it showed up. And when I click on it, it brings up that same picture of mine.
Really?
That is really crazy.
All right, gonna power it down here, guys.
Hi, Sam.
See y'all next week.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail here. I'm gonna bail here in a few too. I gotta work in the morning. My commute is fortunately very short. It's about 30 feet, but
when you get old, you gotta shut down early. I understand.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I need a little bourbon, and it's upstairs, so I'm gonna.
All right.
Ready for my evening toddy.
I do have a bottle of Bacardi in the other room, so
nice.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you guys.
Hey guys, always good to see you. Talk to you soon.
Can see? Yeah, I don't understand why that's not downloading right for you.
I don't either.
If he had screen sharing enabled, I could just show it to you.
Yeah. Okay. The last image that I showed that you sent was at 0846, and it's whenever
8:46 your time. Yes.
Yeah. Whenever I move my cursor over, it doesn't really say it's a JPEG file. It just says that it's 346.
Yeah, it's actually it's actually a PNG, but that's how it saves. But that's the same idea as a JPEG. I mean, it's just a different format, but but it won't display that sucker, huh?
Nope.
All right.
And whenever I put my cursor over it, it says click to download. And I click on it, but it don't download. It just opens up my image. and
oh my goodness.
Okay. That is really weird because it says Beam, Hendricks County, Indiana.
Yeah, you're in the right. Yeah, now you're in the right thing. That's the right picture.
No,
yeah, Beacon at the top. Beacon is the service that they use to map the county. So you got if you got the picture, then you got it.
Well, the picture's not there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Let me go into that folder and look around in that folder and see if it's in there.
You know what? I can even give you a better way to get to it. You can probably get to it a lot quicker.
Just send me an email attachment.
Well, no, here. Trust me on this. In fact, I'm gonna send this to everybody because in case anybody else was having trouble, good. Go here first. Let me know when you're there.
Where? I'm in the chat. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
chat.
Beacon.schneidercorp.com, Hendricks County.
Oh,
Should come through shortly.
okay. I clicked on that.
Okay, go to property search.
Okay.
Address search.
Well, wait a minute. I got terms and agreement here.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I've probably already agreed to it, so I didn't
Okay.
type it.
Address search.
Address search. 8254. And you want Northern, it's going to pull up like 4 choices. Go to Northern Drive.
Northern Drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you're looking at the front of my house.
Yeah.
Before we put the flower beds in, if you go up to the red bar at the top and click on map.
Okay. Oh, I see the diamond.
There you go. I should have done that in the first place.
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Well, yeah, but the nice thing is from here is you're not just getting a picture. You can zoom in and out, and
yeah,
you can see all the people with the HOA that live behind me and that I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I do, man. I'll tell you what. And they probably feel sorry for me because they probably think we're the poor people in the rural neighborhood.
Yeah.
Our houses are every bit as nice as theirs, if not nicer.
You got a pretty good piece of land there.
Yeah, it's about 0.8.
Yeah. Big enough to get some antennas up.
Yeah,
put a great big ass tower right over there next to the fence.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing is on that left side, I've actually got 2 power lines.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a regular power line and a big power line.
Yeah.
And then up on the top side, the north side, I've got a regular power line going to the neighbor that comes just about halfway up the house. But we'll figure something out.
Well, I would go right out there in that.
The big thing is going to be figuring something out for reception. I mean, transmitting, you can always transmit.
Yeah. I'd go, well.
I'm thinking from that north side of the house, that gable, maybe way up front because it keeps me clear of the power lines. Maybe an off-center fed dipole.
Yeah.
Or vertical.
Yeah, it's too bad them power lines are there, but so there's a
yeah. That's the weird thing is for some reason you can't really see. You can see them across the back, but you can't see them across the side.
So you say there's a power line on the north side of your house running?
Yeah, it's on the north side, and it comes to about pretty much where the gable end of the house is. So about halfway up the house on the north side.
So it's running east-west there?
Yeah, it's running east-west. Yeah, and it's again, this is aerial, so the resolution's not so great.
So, and then there's another north-south one over there by the.
There's 2 north-south ones. Yeah, there you can see the big one, and then there's a little one running right next to it.
Yeah. Well, you might be able to. I don't know where your ham shack's going to be, but you could probably put up a antenna over there in the southwest corner of your house, and that'd be furthest away from both of those power lines.
Yeah, or at least a receive antenna.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
And run some coax.
That would be a good idea. Unfortunately, that's about as far away from my shack as I want it to be.
It always works out that way.
Yeah, but a receive antenna we could run even for a receive antenna. I could run RG6.
Yep.
Yeah. And I could run some good low loss RG6 and receive on pretty much every band and then put my transmit antenna out the other side. Okay, I hadn't thought about running.
I built it's called the low noise vertical, and it was I think it was a ground mounted vertical, and I had I don't know, maybe like 8 radials underground that were not very long. They were like 15 feet each one of them.
Sounds reasonable.
And the vertical was short vertical. It was just to receive. So it was, can't remember, it was like 26 feet tall or something like that. And I fed it at the bottom with a, I can't remember what the ballon was that I wound for it, but
I'm guessing a 9-to-1 or a 12-to-1.
yeah, and probably a 9-to-1 would do it. And it was called a low noise vertical. And you could probably Google low noise vertical, but there's a ham in Canada that has a good article about that. And his name is Steve, but I cannot, VE7 something, I cannot remember his call sign.
Okay, I'll find it.
But that might be a good receive antenna for you.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like my receive antenna was resonant. You know, I didn't really pick it to be on a ham band, but it was resonant on the 30-meter ham band. So you can calculate the quarter wave on 30-meter ham band, and that'll give you an idea how long it was.
Okay. Yeah,
and you could even use it for a transmit antenna on 30 meters.
Right. Yeah, it's just my main concern is if I can receive, I mean, I know I can transmit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I might have to match something, you know, even an oddball length, I can match that to transmit.
Yeah.
I got a couple of tuners. That's not a problem. It's getting the receive. Just the local noise here is just so horrible. It might be a case of getting a short. It may even be a case of getting a short active antenna up outside that's not picking up the noise, but we're picking up the signal.
Yeah.
Well, don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta go. So y'all have a great day.
Well, I hope we didn't bore you, Steve.
Well, it's interesting.
All right, Steve. Nice talking to you.
Well, I always appreciate Ken's advice and everybody's advice here. And not that I don't like you guys, but I'm going to bail too. Have a great night.
All right, 73.
Yeah,
I'm leaving too.
73. Yeah, it's 10. It's 10. It's Biddy by time for Donald. 10 in Eastern.
Yeah. All right. 73. See you next time. I'm leaving too, guys. We're going to leave Larry. He's going to have to hold a fort here. 73, Larry. Have a good one.
Okay, later.
See you next time.
Bye, Larry. You're the only one. Just us crazy.
See ya.
Say you good luck. Godspeed. Bring you something tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.